Dortmund 2-0 Newcastle, Borussia Dortmund moved to top of Group F Champions League. Borussia Dortmund have moved to the top of Group F in the Champions League thanks to a 2-0 win over Newcastle United at Signal Iduna Park this evening. Niklas Füllkrug and Julian Brandt scored in either half as Edin Terzic's side complete a double over the Premier League side in the section, after winning 1-0 at St James Park 2 weeks ago. Felix Meka scored the winner in the away encounter, and he was involved in the opening goal as BVB got the better of an injury-ravaged Newcastle side. Eddie Howe gave European debuts to both Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall in what was a largely defensive setup. And Newcastle struggled to get a grip on proceedings for large periods. After starting with a more conservative approach, Newcastle's offensiveness when chasing the game at 1-0 down ultimately cost them the match, as they were undone by a swift Dortmund counter with 10 minutes remaining for the second goal. In a relatively low-key start to the match, Füllkrug and Karim Adeyemi both had siders early on but fired straight at Nick Pope, who was kept busy for much of the evening. Newcastle were reduced to opportunities mainly from set pieces in the opening 45 minutes, and a well-worked routine got Kieran Trippier in an excellent position. But nobody was able to get on the end of his dangerous square ball. Just moments after that minor scare, Dortmund went up the other end and took the lead, with Füllkrug getting on the end of Marcel Sabitzer's pass after some good link-up play between the pair and Meka. Dortmund cowered into their shell slightly for the rest of the first half though, and Newcastle found more openings, despite only having one recognized forward on the pitch. Set pieces again offered the most hope for the visitors, and two fine Trippier deliveries found Fabian Schär and Joe Linton, but on both occasions, Dortmund keeper Gregor Kobel was barely tested. Brandt spent the first half on the periphery of the game, but his first chance arrived early in the second half. Despite completely losing control of the ball in the area, he regained possession and his quick shot on the turn brought a good stop out of Pope down low to his left. Being behind at the break, Howe shuffled the pack and introduced Anthony Gordon and Miguel Almiron from the bench, giving Dortmund more to think about in their defensive third. It was Joe Linton who had the best chance for the visitors though, 10 minutes into the second half, as a superb Livramento cross found the Brazilian who had the goal at his mercy, but missed the target from close range. With Newcastle showing more threat in attack, Dortmund soaked up most of the pressure comfortably, and after a 20-minute spell where neither side threatened the goal to any large extent, the game was put to bed in a ruthless counterattack. From Newcastle's free kick, the Magpies sent all but one of their outfield players forward, and when a clearance fell to Adeyemi, he quickly got his head up and sent a long, searching ball forward towards Brandt, who ran half the length of the pitch before calmly slotting past Pope to double the hosts' lead. Newcastle then struggled to make any sort of comeback, as the experience of the German side showed, with the hosts seeing out the win comfortably. AC Milan host Paris Saint-Germain later on tonight in the group, and the French side can reclaim top spot with a draw, before they then host Newcastle on matchday 5. A win for the Rossoneri, though, will send Newcastle to the foot of the standings before the Italian side then welcome Dortmund to San Siro in 3 weeks' time. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.